called again?
Well, this is just a batten.
Just a batten
That
this
we
time.
see the shape, and what's
Okay.
wonderful when you do a lofting, when you come inside, but Lawrence can tell you, there was a gap, eighth of an inch.
Yeah.
And I was too busy doing everything, and I didn't, because these are plumb,
Sure.
but there could be a little warmth, you see? So what I did is I came back and I simply checked it. It's still just the tiniest bit, but what I basically did, this guy was too far this way, and so of course, this is higher, so there was a little gap, you see?
Now I see.
So what I did is I brought it to level,
Mm-hmm.
and
Do you mean
you can
perpendicular?
see that if it went even the tiniest bit more, it would be in that same direction. See, look,
Oh, I see.
it's very good. But if it went just a hair more,
Mm-hmm.
probably it slipped back a tiny bit. You see,
Yeah.
but it's fine now. That's acceptable. See, so
Right.
you're trying to find acceptable spaces or differences,
So
and so this is like if that's holding there.
the batten is to
and
check
there's-
that
and there's
line.
nothing
Right.
all the way till the peak before it comes back down, because if you push this down, then it's not
It'll
gonna
rise
work,
there.
because it's not correct, because then this might lift.
Mhm.
But you can see this is now beautiful shape, perfect shape, okay?
Now I see it. Okay, so got it.
So this whole setup, you guys already know, because Lawrence did the videos, there's checks for
Yes.
how you do these things. Now, coming to this one, you have to use an auger. See, here's an auger, and so in the case of the auger, we see this one. Like, so for example, this one, there's a square, the little square. Yeah, there it is. So, for example, because Lawrence was asking me, well, how do you decide how to do this? Well, here's a perfect example. There's first of all, you have a stick. The stick is the exact width of the pieces, okay? Very important.
Mm-hmm.
So you make sure this right. Next, the angles will be by using battens, so that you know these angles. See? So it's
Okay.
just- there's a diagonal here and a diagonal here, but this is too close, so I'm going to the middle of these two diagonals. Okay.
Okay.
And I put a batten, and it was very nice. So I established that. Next, that batten gave me the one line, so then I just put this next to it, and I draw the other.
Okay.
Okay.
I see.
The next thing I do is I take this guy, and I check the depth, you see? So the depth of this is right here, see?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Right.
And it's basically standard depth, and you can see that it is 1/16 less than inch and a half.
Okay.
What I mean by that is I bought this lumber, and they sell it to you as 2x4, you can see over there.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact,
It's not two.
See, two is it could be when you buy greenwood, it could be 1.5 inch. It's not going to be 2 inches.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be 1.5, but it could be less. Like this is a little bit less. But it's a hassle. You want it very correct, because it's okay. There's little tiny differences. But remember, we're going to be walking on these. We're going to be climbing up like a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're working with frames and things. See, we're going to be putting the keel down.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, this has to be really strong, and it shouldn't be wrong, because if it's wrong, it just means everything is moving. So, see? So here's a perfect example. I have the depth. So now on this side is tight. This side is not tight because of the angle. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
So this side, I come here.
It rides on the ridge.
This side is correct, and you can see I'm using this itself for the angle, okay? Come here, I show the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
I turn this around, I come here, I draw this to here.
Oh,
I
it's
show the
very
bottom.
nice.
Okay. Now this side, what I do here is I investigate. So I look underneath and I see how much of a gap. There's just the tiniest bit. Just so very little, I don't even need to worry about it. But if there's a lot, I would adjust this. So in this case, there's so little that I'll extend it a tiny bit. See? And like I said, if you wanted
Bob,
to see...
That's an approximation though, right? On this side, Bob?
No, it's still going to be perfect, but it's not hard to see it, you see? So here there's almost no difference, see?
Yeah.
See?
Yes.
You're just looking at the... See? So this side is absolutely tight. Agree?
Yes.
You can also see, from this side, you can see the difference. You're just looking at the difference, and this side has to be a little bit deeper because it's being blocked.
Right.
See?
You're not sitting
Yeah. You see?
on it.
So you're being blocked from up here. So it needs a tiny bit more. See? So I open this, I come down a tiny bit more. There. Lock this. Now I come over here, I do the same thing I did on the other side. Here. Go to the bottom of this, turn this around. Now there's another thing I'm going to do, which is I'm taking the measurement of a ½ inch from the bottom. I'm showing ½ inch right there, right here,
Okay.
and right here.
And what is that for?
You'll see. So, and I'm also going to get a ½ inch from this one. And it's not important that it's perfect. You're just trying to get a location. So it's for the brace.
Okay.
Now I
So
grab
want-
the brace which I had here. There it is. Okay. And I'll come in here. Now you see, it's the next important thing to understand. Try to do things so that it's easy for you. So this has happened first, and this, you see? And now, this guy, I poke it in here. I'm not low enough, but I made a mistake on the measurement. Hold on a second. It's no problem. I found it early. And it'd be no problem anyway, because we're just removing this material. I'm going to use this side. Okay. Oh, no wonder. Okay, so this one is here. This, if I made a mistake here. No, this one's correct. Okay, what happened? Okay. So, start this one over at the correct height, which is right here. I'm following this angle, see?
I'm glad I bought the bracelets.
Yeah.
They can be useful.
Yeah. So I'm coming through till I have
Yes.
the point. You see?
Yes.
Once I have the point,
You have a point
I
now.
return it, come out, come over here,
And you do it from the other side.
just like this.
Through.
And this one, as you know, is coming down a little bit. It was coming, it find itself. There we go. That's it.
Cool. Very
Now I
nice.
have the hole.
Oh,
I take the saw.
and it's a ½ inch brace. That's why you chose it. The ½ inch, the mark. This is the 1 inch diameter.
Yeah, because it's 1 inch bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the reason for
Yeah.
½ inch. offset.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So here, what I'm doing here is I'm sawing over here. I'm sawing, very important Japanese style. So means halfway to halfway. The diagonal sawing, huh? Down to there. Stop. Here.
I think this video is gonna be higher quality.
What's that?
This video is gonna be higher quality than the
Okay.
because I've taken the cutting very close.
Okay. This is here. Okay. Now. Next.
Yeah.
Coping saw.
Ah,
I mean,
that's
this is so practical for cutting any slot, right? Really
Yeah.
accurately. I mean, it's like this.
Yeah, you
You
see.
could
So,
apply
so
this
do you
to-
see what I mean about the grain? Like,
Yeah.
if this is still wood, it can still have little problems. But I think you'll agree if you work with fur, you understand that it's stringier, and you can see how this is more.
Well, the sawdust that's coming off too when you cut.
Yeah,
It's like you
yeah.
just see it. It's
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
more-
it's very, very nice, huh? Very nice to work with. So,
Does poplar grow locally?
poplar grows all over the world.
Okay, so it's very.
I've seen it in Afghanistan, I've seen it in Europe, and one reason is that the dominant poplar does not mate. It is a male plant that is sprouted and then planted everywhere. So did you know that?
no.
Yeah, yeah. Wild poplar. There's gender. There's just like a lot of like pepperwood. It has female plants, male plants. Many plants are like that. But the dominant poplar that we use, one way it got to be produced so easily is they created a strong, fast-growing, straight-growing plant that will not cross-pollinate.
Okay, so it's asexual. It's completely
Yeah,
like
yeah.
asexual. Wow.
Yeah. Well, they call it a male plant. I guess
they
it has
call it
more
male, I
like.
see.
I mean, if you take the original ones,
Yeah.
they have clear differentiation, but for some reason, because I read up on this one time,
Yeah.
so I have to say I don't understand why it's called a male plant, but it's the male plant, and they basically grow them from pieces, from sticks and stuff.
Interesting. Right.
Or it will grow from the roots,
Oh,
spreading.
I see. Okay.
So I've seen it all over the world.
It's like a weed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it's a really wonderful plant.
Yes.
You see? Okay, so here now you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to the end. Take this one, turn this around. Turn this around. Your coping saw to where you want it. And come the other way. You're looking at the line, of course. Make sure that you have the the line. This line was shy over here. I don't have it, but I can see clearly what it's supposed to be. See? Okay, so we're here, and this one probably needs a little tiny bit more with the saw. So I'm going to do it with the saw rather than tear it. Put this back in, right here. Just take it down that last little bit. Next is the chisel.
Already looks good.
Chisel from both ends towards the middle. This one, it goes from here towards, never across to the other side. You have a break, so it cannot go.
Oh, I see. Right. Because
Your finger is
you
the
might blow out
break.
the other
Yeah,
side.
you don't want to
instead.
blow out the other side.
Gotcha, okay.
You go uphill a little bit, go towards the middle. On this side, clean the side. Okay, so the idea, what we're talking about is there's scrap on the floor of this piece of wood. I got one this morning, a little tiny scrap. Not that side, there's a piece of this. Here. That's it. Okay. So here's what I want to show you. This one, I'm going to show you. Okay. So this is the material. See, and you don't want it to be absolutely tight because you don't want it to blow out things if this gets wet or something. But you want it to be tight enough, especially this way, strong enough. So I'm coming back to my line here. Okay. Aiming uphill at first, completely uphill. There. So we can see the grain is lifting more on this side, see? Therefore, I will come from the other side to finish it. You can see here, almost done. Okay. So now, going towards the middle, huh? Carefully aiming so I don't tear out the other side. Okay, that's probably fine. And I should tell you that I haven't cut this piece of wood yet. See, but I'm using the same wood that I bought, same kind of wood. So again, that little piece that I had, it's right here. So we say, well, here's what we're looking for, see? Looking for, probably this one I planed a little bit on the other side because it was tight. And this one, depending how these end up, they will be
tighter.
But it's perfectly fine like this. It's going to be, you want it to be not too tight, but there's, see how nice?
It's like a 32nd or more than, or 16th.
Yeah, just